Hey campers, welcome to Bible Gems. Today we're going to be learning about Nebuchadnezzar's dream and how God used Daniel to witness to the king. Isn't that right, Julie? Julie? Julie?
Whoa! Where am I?
Welcome to your dream. I'll be your tour guide today. Right here we have the dream board. Press any button and it will transport us to a different place in your mind.
Can I try it?
Yeah, press a button. Good one.
Oh, that's a strange statue.
Yeah, a man from the Bible had a strange statue in his dream once. His name was King Nebuchadnezzar.
Wow, it looks so real. I could almost... Huh? Oh! Dear, help me! Get me out of here! Oh, that was not a statue.
I could have told you that. Let's try another place. May I have the greatest pleasure of introducing you to the King of Babylon.
Your Majesty. Huh? Oh, not again! Oh!
Julie!
Hey,
Julie! Julie! Wake up! They're about to start Bible Gems. Thank you all for tuning in. Have fun!
This is so awesome. I just love it. I'm so excited about it. I can hardly wait. Wow.
Auntie Linda, we think we found the real gems.
Oh, they are beautiful, but it's not the real gem. This is the real gem. Hi, boys and girls.
Welcome to Bible Gems.
We're so glad you're here, and we have a special gem today. Oh, Miss Jody, do you think you could sing about that?
Yes.
All right.
I think so.
Whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God. Whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all
Awesome. Uncle Aaron, do you think you could also tell about that?
Yes, I've got a Bible Gem story just for you guys today.
Awesome.
The story I'm telling today begins with the nation of Israel, and they continued to rebel against God to the point where God had to let them go, and God brought another nation, the nation of Babylon. And they came in and they destroyed Jerusalem, and they took with them many of the young princes and boys. How would you feel if you were taken away from home as a slave? How would you boys and girls feel? Would you feel good or bad? Bad. Daniel felt bad and he was sad. But he still had some friends that came along with him. Daniel's friends were Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. And once they got to Babylon, there the king's name. What was the king's name? Who knows the king of Babylon's name?
Nebuchadnezzar.
That's right, Nebuchadnezzar. You guys want to say that together? Nebuchadnezzar. Whoa, that's a long one, isn't it? Well, King Nebuchadnezzar was there, and he had a plan to change all of their names. So they changed Daniel's name to Belteshazzar, and the other three to, who knows the three Babylonian names? Right here.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
That's right, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. What they tried to do was to change their names and change their identities so that they would forget their God. They would forget their homeland of Jerusalem where they came from. But during that time, they were asked to eat certain foods and certain drinks that they knew weren't right. They knew that drinking wine was bad. And so Daniel and his friends decided to stand up for what was right and say, no, we're not going to eat the king's delicacies or the wine. Well, do you think that the Babylonians thought that that was okay? No. They said, you need to eat this, or else you guys will look weak and it just won't be good. But they said, no, test us for 10 days. Give us vegetables and water, and we know that we will be okay if we do that. And so they agreed, and for 10 days, they ate vegetables and water. And guess what happened after those 10 days? They looked healthy. And they said, okay, we'll let you for the remainder of the time, about 3 years, go by eating fruits and vegetables. And after 3 years go by, the king, Nebuchadnezzar, came and he evaluated, he tested, he looked at all of the wise men, all of the Hebrew boys, to see who really was the wisest and the most knowledgeable. And guess what? 4 boys were the smartest and the wisest of them all. Yeah.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yes, and Daniel. That's right, the 4 Hebrew boys who chose to purpose in their heart to be faithful to God. Now, they were shown to be so much wiser than all, and they were given knowledge and wisdom, and Daniel was given a special gift of understanding dreams and visions. In fact, one night, King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream.
Oh, that was a terrible dream. I can't remember what it was.
The king had the dream, and like he said, he couldn't remember what it was. So he decided to call his wise men and magicians together so that they could help understand the dream.
Guard, go get my magicians and wise men and bring them here at once.
And so the magicians and the wise men were brought, and they came all before the king. All of them came. And they bowed low to the king.
Arise. I have been troubled in the night seasons with a terrible dream, but I cannot remember the dream or what the dream means. Tell me what I dreamt and give me the interpretation.
Do we have the answer for such a question?
No.
Your Majesty, no king has ever made such a request. Tell us your dream and we will we will tell you the interpretation.
You are the Chaldeans. You claim to interpret dreams and know the future, but you are not able to answer my dream. If you cannot give me my dream and its interpretation, you will be killed and your houses will be leveled. Guard, take them away. Begin the process of destruction.
So then the decree went out, and the wise men were beginning to get apprehended, but then they found Daniel, and Daniel came before the king and said to him, "King, please give us more time." And the king agreed to give some time to Daniel and his 3 companions that they might pray and ask their God to give them skill and wisdom to understand. So Daniel came together with his friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, and they prayed to the God of heaven, and they asked him to give them wisdom and to reveal the dream. And what happened? Did God reveal the dream to Daniel and his friends?
Yes.
Yes. God came through just like you and me. Today, if we pray for God to answer our prayers, He always answers them. So Daniel prayed this prayer and with boldness came back to the king. And as he approached the king said,
Daniel, can you tell me the dream and its interpretation?
"O king, no mere man can tell you the dream or the interpretation."
What?
"But, king, there is a God in heaven who knows the dream, and he has revealed to me the dream and its interpretation." So with the help of God, I will now reveal to you the dream and its interpretation.
Say on.
Well, O king, you saw in your dream a great image. And this image, his splendor was awesome.
That's right.
It had a head made of gold.
Yes.
And a chest of silver.
That's right.
And its belly and thighs were made of bronze.
Yes.
And its legs, his legs were long and made out of iron.
That's exactly it.
And as it went down to the feet and the toes, it was a mixture of the iron and with clay. And then you saw, O king, an amazing thing. You saw a stone that was cut out without hands from a faraway mountain. And that stone came, and it came all the way down, and it struck the image on the feet. And then the whole statue was destroyed.
Yes.
This, O king, is the dream. Now the God of heaven will reveal to you the interpretation. Are you ready, O king, for the interpretation?
Say on.
The interpretation is that each part of metal represents a kingdom, and you, O king, are this head of gold.
Well, of course.
But after you, unfortunately, king, there will come another kingdom, a kingdom inferior to yours, made out of silver. And then a third kingdom of bronze, which will conquer the whole world. Then a fourth kingdom of iron will come. But after that fourth kingdom, no one will defeat it. It will be divided. And after its divisions, O king, that's where the great stone, which is God's kingdom, will come and destroy all the kingdoms of this earth. For God is the great king. He sets up kings and he does away with kings. God is the one who's truly in charge of the world.
Wow.
Do you boys and girls believe that God's in charge of everything?
Yeah!
Oh, great king, this is the dream, and its interpretation is sure.
Daniel, you have given me the dream and its interpretation. There is no other God but the God of heaven. I acknowledge and worship the God of heaven.
And that's when Nebuchadnezzar first began to get a grasp of the truth of the power of Yahweh, the God of Daniel and of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now, boys and girls here and boys and girls at home, do you want to put your trust into the hands of a God who has the power to raise up kings and to bring them down? Do you want to be faithful like how Daniel was faithful, and he purposed in his heart not to defile himself with the bad food or the bad drink, but to be faithful to God?
Yes, I stand for God. Do you stand for him?
Yes.
Oh, boys and girls, the excitement is that someday we are going to get to go home with him. But until then, we must let him keep us faithful. So search the scriptures, find those hidden gems, and put them in your hearts, because truly, Jesus is coming again. Well, that's all the time we have. Come back and see us at Bible Gems.